Students, let's try to have the general properties of ionic compounds. This is the we are going to understand the general properties of ionic compound. Student, there is first point is what is their physical nature. Okay, so ionic compounds are solid and are somewhat hard because of the strong force of attraction between the positive and negative ions. These compounds are generally brittle and break into the pieces when pressure is applied. Okay, so that is firstly this is the solid form, second one in this is the hard. And what kind of hard is there, student? They are the brittle. If you are applying the force on it, student, pressure on it, it will split into the pieces. Okay, that is what the physical state, student. Second point, what is there, student? Melting and boiling point. Okay, student, so ionic compounds have high melting and boiling point. Okay, this is because of the because of a considerable amount of energy required to break a strong ionic force of attraction. So because ionic force of attraction is very strong, student, that is why that is more force of attraction is required, more energy is required to break the bond. It means we need to, for boiling, we need to give the high temperature. So that is why this is all about the high region for the high melting and boiling point, student. Next one is solubility. Electrovalent compounds are generally soluble in water and insoluble in a solvent such as kerosene and petrol. So whatever the compound are there, student, electrovalent compound are generally soluble in water, student. Electrovalent compounds are soluble in water and insoluble in the solvent like kerosene or petrol. So they are the soluble in the polar solvent, and if you talk about the non-polar solvent, they are the insoluble. Next one, the conduction of electricity. Conduction of electricity through a solution involve the movement of charged particle. A solution of ionic compound in water contain ion which moves the opposite electrode when electricity is passed through the solution. Ionic compound in the solid state do not conduct electricity because movement of ion in the solid is not possible due to their rigid structure. But ionic compound conduct electricity in molten state. This is possible in the molten state since the electrostatic force of attraction between oppositely charged ion are overcome due to the heat. Thus, the ions move freely and conduct electricity. Right? So, student, you see that is conductivity. Conductivity is due to the movement of ion. Okay. Conductivity is due to what, student? Conductivity, they are saying, of ionic compound. Ionic compound equal to what? Due to movement of ion. Movement of ions. Okay. Now that is three conditions are being formed. First one, in solid state, in water, in molten state. Okay, in molten state, right? So in these three state, student, if you talk about the first one, solid state, ions not free. So ions are not free. So that is insulator. Insulator. Here is in water, ions are free. Ions are free means conductor. Ions are free means conductor. Molten state, ions are free. So ions are free means what, student? That is conductor. So two cases are there where this is acting as the conductor, student, in the molten state and in the water. But in case of the solid state, student, that is the insulator. These are the point, student. So thank you so much for watching, friend. If you find this video helpful, please do like and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to comment, students.